What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is Dariusdotch, and I'm an actor, hip-hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, 1, become the best version of yourself mentally, and 2, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or loved one or someone who would benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. All right, and welcome back to another episode. Like I always say, thank y'all for being here. If you are watching on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. If you're listening on the podcast, great start, Dodge. If you listen on the podcast platform, please be sure to leave me a review. Those help me out a whole lot. And please make a donation. They're all greatly appreciated. So I'm going to just dive right into this one. I think it's a really important one. And it's actually something I've been experiencing right now. Perfect timing to talk about this. So let me know if you can connect with this. So I've been in this season where I'm learning from my mistakes in the past when it comes to my mindset, specifically when it comes to coming back from a setback or from being burnt out. After I fell off a little and I'm not totally myself, and I'm focusing on this season when I'm mentally ready to get back at it. Now, in the past, I would come to a point where I kind of hit this wall, and we all know that wall. After you've been really on top of things, being super productive, really working, taking the action, getting things done. And even though you may have a lot on your plate, you still been killing it. You doing the damn thing. And then you hit that wall and you basically burn out. Energy is harder to come by. You're not nearly as productive. It's way harder to get motivation. You're not as disciplined. And like I said, I have been working on this area of my own growth when it's time to jump back in. And how you jump back in is so important. I'm just now slowly coming out of that stage with all this. I had to take somewhat of a break. I had to slow down. As y'all probably have heard me talk about a lot on here, but I'm in a show right now, in a play, and it ended up taking way more of my time than I anticipated. I thought I will be able to sustain a higher workload as far as my podcast, my music, my fitness coaching, all the things I have going on. I thought I was going to be able to kind of pull back and yet still get a lot done. Nope. I don't know who the hell I thought I was trying to fool. Now, the old me wouldn't have listened to my body. The old me would have just pushed through and tried to do it all at the same exact level that I've been doing it at, and I would get burnt out, which I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but that is for the birds. It's so unhealthy mentally. You end up feeling like you're overwhelmed or guilty because you feel like you ain't doing enough. You feel like you're failing because you set out to do something and you just mentally can't. And to avoid that burnout, to avoid your body and your brain shutting down on you and being out of commission for a long time because your body needs to recover and your brain needs to recover, we have to be better at recognizing when you need to just rest. And I had to give myself grace. Like, hey, Dotch, you've been going hard for a while now and you got a lot going on. Right now, you need to just listen to your body and your brain and go sit down for a second. It's okay. It's okay to have this moment. So whether that's a week, a month, it's okay to slow down and adjust to the season you're in. Now, of course, I'm not being completely stagnant, right? I have to do at least my maintenance work to keep it all going. But even that was a lot. And that's why there were a couple of times where I just didn't get a podcast out. My mental and vocal rest was just necessary. But now, feeling my mojo or whatever, it's coming back to me and I'm ready to jump back in at full speed. But I really have to be focused and intentional about my mindset right now. And a good personal example of this is me making content. Now, I don't know if any of y'all have noticed, but I haven't really been pumping out content like I used to lately. I still make posts. I still post a pic and do things on my stories, but as far as making content, I haven't been. I learned my lesson because I made this mistake in the past. I was killing it. I was making all this content. I was promoting my podcast and my music and my workout program. Then I ended up experiencing something that I never did before, which was being in a play and at the same time trying to balance all the other things I have going on. And silly me, I thought I could do it all and be in a play at the same time. And when I tell you, forget hitting the wall, that wall hit me and I got burnt out, and I burnt out hard. So hard, that I took like a month off from posting at all. It was so bad that a few folks ended up reaching out to me to check in. Like, what up, fam? You good? I don't see you posting on social media, right? I had folks check in on me because that's how ghost I got. I had to go sit my butt down somewhere. And what did I do? I was ready to jump back in. I was feeling good. And I literally picked up where I left off. I had this content calendar I made with what I was going to post and when I was going to record and how many times I was going to post. And psych, another wall. Thankfully, not as bad. But again, I had to go sit down somewhere. And maybe you can connect with that. Maybe you've been navigating some setbacks, or maybe you're moving through a tough season, or maybe you're at the end of it and you're like, okay, cool. New mindset, who this? I'm ready. And that's a great place to be in when you're ready to light that fire under yourself and jump back in and be able to use that motivation as fuel for that fire to get going. But at the same time, I think it's important to know that you really should be aware of your workload, so you can actually sustain everything as you move towards your goals. Because sometimes we think we can just jump back in to full throttle, and maybe you can, but that doesn't mean that we necessarily should. But sometimes it's actually counterproductive to go from a dead stop to being in full blown go mode. Don't risk that burnout. Sometimes you're just not capable of sustaining that level, that mode you were in when you were actually in a different season. And one thing you don't want to do, especially as we're working on ourselves and improving our mindsets, is to be all in and confident about being all in and then being all out again. Going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like somebody who don't know how to drive stick and they try for the first time, right? That excitement to be driving for the first time. They hit the gas, make progress, then they come to an immediate stop. They hit the gas again, accelerate, another stop, right? Back and forth, back and forth. And that's how it can be. That's how I used to do myself, right? When you start something, you jump back in and say, okay, here we go. Let's get it. I'm full go. Then you get burnt out and you have to stop completely. You have to park the car and then having to move that parked car. And that's harder to get moving, right? You ever had to push a car? You know it's the hardest at first when the car is at a standstill. It gets easier after you get it rolling. But first, you have to muster up all that energy all over again. And this is what we need to avoid. We need to avoid this by not setting ourselves up to get burnt out by going from 0 to full speed. And unfortunately, it can be hard to recognize we're doing it because it's unintentional, right? We have these expectations of ourselves and we forget that, yes, we used to be operating and being productive and making progress and putting a lot on our plate back then, right? That was back then. That ain't right now. You were in a different season back then. Don't make the mistake of thinking you can just jump back in. This is something you have to build back up to. Because if you think about it, how long did it take you to get to that level? To that level of all that productivity and progress making? You was really getting it done, right? Did that only take a day, 2 days to get there? No, hell no. It took you way longer to get to that level. It just did. So why do we think we can do that now? Get right back in it in just a day or two? And when we don't meet those expectations, we beat ourselves up and we feel like we're not capable or it's just too hard. We get discouraged. Your brain starts to see and highlight all the supporting evidence to prove that belief to be true, right? It's going to look for as much evidence as it can to find ways to show you how you're dropping the ball, and it's going to make you feel like crap. Instead, if you didn't try and go from 0 to full speed or even from 20 to full speed, and you had the intention to gradually increase, to slowly and eventually get back up to that point where you were able to manage that cruise control that you were in, it's going to feel so much better. Once you gradually get back to that speed, that level that you can sustain it all, your best mindset, then you can crank it up. And this goes for several areas of life, right? Whether that's health goals, business goals, how you're showing up in your relationships with your family, whatever it may be, depending on your season. And a really easy example of this is workout goals. We've all been there, done that, especially if you're a part of my program. You start off strong, you're getting the workouts in, you're being consistent, then eventually you hit a wall, whatever that wall may be, and you're at 0. And when you're ready to jump back in, you might have made the mistake of trying to jump back in at full speed to that level that you were previously at because you know you can do it because you were doing it. You were just doing it. You know you can. And then what happens? You get sore as hell. The workout feels harder. They get even harder to finish. You have less motivation than before. And you kind of end up at 0 or close to it again. Why? Because you tried to jump back in too fast because it's only going to discourage you even more. And I'm not talking about nobody specifically. I ain't talking about you. But this happens with literally everybody on a workout journey or a fitness journey. Yes, even me. And the same thing applies for things outside of fitness and health. Maybe you're trying to build a business or a side hustle and you have these goals, these massive goals, and you crank it up to 100 to full speed. How can you gradually start to increase the workload instead, to find that minimum baseline to sustain even when life feels crazy? That workload that you can sustain no matter what you have going on. That workload that even if life is crazy as hell, you know you can still mentally at the very least get this done. For me, like I said, it's the maintenance of my podcast and workout program. I can at the very least, write up new workouts for clients. And even though I haven't been on a camera in a while on YouTube for my podcast, I can at the very least record it in a microphone, right? A minimum workload I can sustain. And then when you're in the season when you can really turn it up and go hard with it, right? Then you're really able to crank it up. And let's say you're in a corporate job or coming back from maternity leave, or you had a really bad month of being swamped and overwhelmed, right? When you're ready to go, okay, I'm ready to jump back in. It's not fair to yourself to have those expectations that you can just jump back in full speed. You have to gradually start to increase and add more things on your plate. Don't rob yourself of feeling like you're winning. Give yourself that feeling by gradually increasing your workload, gradually increasing how much you do. Gradually increase that speed to get to that cruise control. So focus on how you can get better each day, how you can slowly move that needle forward and stack those days together and keep stacking them. And you'll look back and see that you use this season that you're in right now as an opportunity to build yourself back up, and you'll gain that confidence again. Some of that confidence that might have dwindled away over the time when you tried to get back to it and you couldn't, or you couldn't sustain it and it felt like it was just too hard, because you can lose confidence that way. And that's the last thing I want, is for you to get to your goal and look back at the path you took and feel like, damn, that was really damn hard. I don't know if I want to go to the next level because that was way too draining, right? So moving forward, don't think of it as getting back on track. Think of it as building a new track, that you're in a new season. Whatever it is you have going on in your life right now, how can you show up for yourself and start to build that confidence and increase that speed gradually and keep it steady? And also to give yourself a whole lot of grace, the same grace that you give other people freely and easily, right? We have to give that to ourselves, especially in the season we're trying to get back on track. We don't want to unintentionally self-sabotage ourselves. So let's show up for ourselves. Let's find those opportunities to build ourselves up, stack those wins day after day. So that's what I got for you today. I want to say thank y'all for being here and let me be a part of your journey. And again, I am on the journey with you. So let's keep this going. Good news. I do have some more new music for you today. And if you haven't heard the last few episodes, I've been trying to give y'all sneak peeks of my music as I create it. And again, I do this because I value y'all and I appreciate y'all being a part of my little community. So thank y'all for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're on a podcast platform, please leave me a review. Helps me out a lot. And also, please make a donation. Donations are how I keep this thing going. So that's what I got for you today. And here we go. Another new song. It's called Getting To It. Let's ride out.
Fuck with Jay, I give you real problems. Jay, I give you real problems. Jay, I give you real problems. Jay, I give you real problems.
You see, lately I feel like I'm on a whole nother level where ain't nobody else at but me. I'm lonely. Okay, I'm getting to it. Yeah. And it's my year, and I'm gonna make that clear. Yeah, you probably see right through it, huh? Get it? Wait, it's Dotch. Wanna get like me, come and sit by me, I'ma show you how to do it, ayy. And I've been spitting fire like I'm sipping lighter fluid, ayy. You try me, I come with it, yeah, these batteries included, ayy. Let's get it. Got a long way to go. Okay, but I can't see how I can ever go backwards. Green Bay Packers, I need cheese now. And I feel like a cactus. Get too close, girl, you gon' see how. And she want my subscription, no commitments, that's a free trial. I gotta call y'all back, my grind been calling, I'm on speed dial. And we don't got time for your nonsense. We've been working, we've been focused. Time to get to some fun shit. Time to step and get the ball rolling like we chillin' at Brunswick. I wish you had this same feeling. I'm elevated, I'm touching the ceiling. I know what I want, I'm calling it now. I'm placing my order, I'm about to go get it. No Uber Eats, nah. And they say time is money, that's why I ain't got no free time. Fake shit make me queasy, that's when I throw up the peace sign. And every single picture I be reppin' that take 3 sign. Tell me what you know about take 3. Tell me what you know about being the man, but you got a face like a baby. Tell me what you know about having a plan, and you been grinding daily. And I ain't gon' stop, I looked at my watch, it's time for a shot. Who it is? I've been getting to it. Yeah, my career is right where it needs to be. I wanna take a shot for every single person that believed in me. They told you I was sick, but you ain't listen like the CDC. And I kept my emotions bottled up like what genies be. And I wish you would, better yet, I wish you could get like me. But you don't get it, I'm feeling so misunderstood. Feeling so sticky because I'm a man of my word. I said it, I gotta glue it, I'm sticking to it. If you write me a check, then I'ma just do it. Look, I just thought about being 17. Ayy, kicking it in the basement, chilling with Chapman, smoking with Steve. Ayy, getting drunk with Kobe. J-Bird had them Mecca jeans. Ayy, and J-Hood had them pounds, duffel bags full of. And we knew back then, look, I felt like Walt Disney, it was a thing of beauty. How I was a beast when I pick up a pen. Just told Mose to pick up some hands. Just told Sap to pick up my keys, cause we finna get litty again. Party over, yeah, we did it. Start me over at the beginning. I know what I want, I'm calling it now. I'm placing my order, I'm about to go get it. No Uber Eats, nah. And they say time is money, that's why I ain't got no free time. Fake shit make me queasy, that's when I throw up the peace sign. And every single picture I be reppin' that take 3 sign. Tell me what you know about take 3. Tell me what you know about being the man, but you got a face like a baby. Tell me what you know about having a plan, and you been grinding daily. And I ain't gon' stop, I looked at my watch, it's time for a shot. Who it is? I've been getting to it.